Hello guys, in this video I will show you how to crochet this beautiful jasmine stitch. It's a textured floral style stitch that looks way more complicated than it actually is. But don't worry, I'll walk you through everything, so let's get started. We will start with chain 2. But first let's make a knot. And we need to do chain 2. 1, 2. On chain 2, slightly pull the yarn on the hook, like this, just a little bit. Now we're going to pull the yarn through first chain 3 times. To do this, yarn over, insert the hook into the first chain, pull the yarn through. That was first time. Then again, yarn over, hook into the first chain, pull the yarn through. This is second time. And yarn over, hook into the first chain, pull the yarn through, and that was third time. Now we're going to pull the yarn through these loops on the hook. To finish this stitch, we're going to do chain 2. 1, 2. So we just finished our first stitch. That looks very similar to Jasmine petal, and this is going to be our main stitch. So we just did chain 2, slightly pull the yarn on the hook like this, and again we're going to pull the yarn through chain 1 3 times. This is the place with chain 1. Here it is. So yarn over, hook into chain 1, pull the yarn through. That was first time. Then yarn over, hook into the chain 1, pull the yarn through. That was second time. And yarn over, pull the yarn through this loop, and that was third time. And again, now we're going to pull the yarn through all these loops. To finish it, we're going to do chain 2. 1, 2. That was our second stitch. So we need to continue the same way until we reach the size of our first row. Let's repeat. Slightly pull the yarn on the hook. Then yarn over. Insert the hook into the first chain. Pull the yarn through. That was first time. Then again, yarn over. Hook into the first chain. Pull the yarn through. That was second time. And yarn over. Hook into the loop. Pull it through. And that was third time. To finish the stitch, we're going to pull the yarn through all these loops on the hook and make chain 2. 1, 2. You can continue with the same stitch for the first row. So I've done my first row. Now we need to start second row. So you finish first row by chain 2 after this petal stitch. And now you need to slightly pull the yarn on the hook as usual. And then find these loops between your petal stitches. These loops. We will be using these loops for our pattern, so make sure that you can find them easily. So let's start with pulling the yarn through the first loop from the end 3 times. as always, yarn over, hook into the loop, pull the yarn through, then again, yarn over, hook into the loop, pull the yarn through. That was second time. And third time, yarn over, hook into the loop, pull the yarn through. To finish our petal, we need to pull the yarn through all these loops on the hook, like this. And we're gonna do chain 2. 1, 2. So we started our second row. Now we need to pull the yarn through chain 1 3 times. Slightly pull the yarn over, pull the yarn through the loop of the first chain, first time, second time, third time. But this time, we do not pull the yarn through these loops on hook. We move to the next loop between petals here. And again, we're gonna pull the yarn through this loop 3 times. Yarn over, hook into the loop, pull the yarn through. Yarn over, hook into this loop, pull the yarn through. And again, yarn over, hook into the loop, pull the yarn through. You can see you kind of have these 2 petals on your hook, but we do not pull the yarn through these loops yet. Let's move to the next loop. Here. And again, pull the yarn through this loop 3 times. Yarn over, hook into the loop, pull the yarn through. That was first time. Then yarn over, hook into the loop, pull the yarn through, second time. And yarn over, hook into the loop, pull the yarn through. That was third time. And now, as you have 3 petals on your hook, you can pull the yarn through all these loops, like this. And finish it with chain 2. 1, 2. We're gonna continue this row with making 3 petals that will be on our hook by crocheting those into chain 1 here, then loop here and loop here. Okay, let's repeat. Pull the yarn slightly. Now we need to crochet into this chain 1 3 times. Yarn over, hook into this loop, pull the yarn through. Yarn over, hook into the loop, pull the yarn through. Yarn over, hook into the loop, pull the yarn through. You have 1 petal on the hook. Let's make 2 more into the next loop here and next loop here. Every time we pull the yarn through these loops 3 times. So that is first petal on the hook. Let's make 2 more. So I have 2 petals on the hook. I do not yet pull the yarn through these loops because we need to crochet third petal and leave it on a hook. So third one, we're gonna start here. So now you have 3 petals on your hook, and we can pull the yarn through all these loops on a hook. And let's make chain 2. 1, 2. We will continue crocheting in the same way till the end of our row. Again, I have 3 petals on the hook. Now I can pull the yarn through all of them and finish with chain 2. So let's finish the second row and we will meet here. So I almost finished my second row. You can see I have 1 petal left from the first row. And now we're going to finish the second row the same way as we did the whole second row. So that was chain 2. Now I pull the yarn slightly. Now I'm gonna pull the yarn through chain 1 here, then through the loop here, and through the loop here. So don't forget that we always pull the yarn through these loops 3 times. So I have first petal on the hook. Now let's make second one through the next loop here. And the last one through our first chain. So you have 3 petals on the hook. Now it's time to pull the yarn through all of them. And finish with chain 2. 1, 2. So your second row is ready. Now we can start third row. To do that, slightly pull the yarn from chain 2 here, as always, just a little bit. Then turn your pattern. And to build our third row, we need to crochet our first petal into the chain 1 here. So we're going to pull the yarn 3 times through the chain 1 here. Yarn over, hook into this loop, pull the yarn through. Yarn over, hook into this loop, pull the yarn through. Last time, yarn over, hook into this loop, pull the yarn through. Now let's finish this petal with chain 2. 1, 2. Slightly pull the yarn on a hook. And we're going to crochet third row the same way as we did second row. We're going to crochet 3 petals that will be on our hook before we pull the yarn through all these 3 petals. So let's repeat. The first petal will be built from this first chain, then the second through the first loop between petals, and the third one between next loop between petals. So let's start. Yarn over, hook into this loop, pull the yarn through. Yarn over, hook into this loop, pull the yarn through. Yarn over, hook into this loop, pull the yarn through. That was 3 times. And we will leave these loops on the hook until we get 3 petals on the hook. So do not pull the yarn through these loops yet. Next, move to the first loop between our petals and pull the yarn through this loop 3 times. 1, 2, 3. We have 2 petals on the hook. Let's move to the third and to the next loop between our petals. So now we have 3 petals on our hook. Let's pull the yarn through all of them and finish with chain 2. 1, 2. Continue crocheting third row the same way as you did second row. All other rows will be the same. While crocheting, you can always check if you do everything right. If you check the petals of the flowers, you should have 6 petals per each flower. Let's say this is flower pattern and it should have 6 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's correct. This flower should have also 6 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically, any flower from this pattern should have 6 petals. So I hope that you enjoyed this quick tutorial, and as always, if you like it, please don't forget to leave your comment and subscribe. See you in the next one!